What are the July the 29th updates to the SC-900 exam? And what will you have to do to help prepare for it? Hello, I'm Philip Burton of idodata.com. The SC-900 exam is all about Microsoft security, compliance, and identity. It is a fundamentals level. The 900 exams are all fundamentals like the AZ-900, the DP-900, the PL-900. So it is the entry level. So it is for you if you want to familiarize yourself with the fundamentals of security, compliance, and identity, otherwise known as SCI. Now, in this exam, there are 4 basic sections. Describe the concept of security, compliance, and identity. That has changed in terms of its weighting. It, as of early July, is between 10 and 15% of all of the points. That's going to go down to 5 to 10%. Describe the capabilities of Microsoft Identity and Access Management Solutions. So we've got 25 to 30% of the marks for that. That's unchanged. The capabilities of Microsoft Security Compliance, that's going up from 25 to 30% to 30 to 35%. And that's partly because there are 2 new sections added to this. And then describe the capabilities of Microsoft Compliance Solutions. This is remaining unchanged at 25 to 30%. Now, if you've watched any of these videos, you might be used to here are all of the detailed topics here. Well, that has now been moved and it is up here in this tip section. So we now have the study guide up here. So if I click on it, you'll see that we have this long Microsoft Word type document. So we start off with the purpose of the document, the certification and about the exam, the passing score, what to expect, how to prepare to take the exam, and then the important things, the objectives domain. In other words, things that might come up in the exam. However, related topics may also be included. So these are just ideas of what might be there. So let's have a look at what's changing. So what you can see on screen are the topics as of early July 2022. And I'll be talking about the changes that will be happening as of the 29th of July 2022. And I'll only be talking about the major changes. For instance, there are some minor changes in words. For example, describe identity providers are is going to be updated to describe what identity providers are, but I'm not going to go into those particular level of details. So in the first section, describe security and compliance concepts. And as we'll see a lot of in this video, there was a major update in April 2022 with a lot of topics being taken out. Well, half of those topics or so have been put right back in. So coming back in are describe common threats and describe the cloud adoption framework. Now being removed, which is a bit odd for me, is describe compliance concepts. Given that the entirety of the topic is describe security and compliance concepts and methodologies, the bullet point describe compliance concepts being removed is a bit odd. So in my course, I'm including it, I'm keeping it in because it's really required as part of this overall item. In the describe identity concepts, describe the concept of federation has been changed to federated services, and there's an additional item, define common identity attacks. Now, if we go down to Microsoft Identity, then there is a new bullet point being reintroduced in the authentication capabilities, and that is describe Windows Hello for Business. Now, there is some minor changes. For instance, this describe password protection and management capabilities available in Azure AD is being removed, but again, is part of the bullet point. The describe Azure AD identities is being expanded to identity types and in brackets, users, devices, groups, service principals, and applications. Going further down to the access management capabilities, then not only do you need to describe what conditional access is, but you also need to describe the uses and benefits. This describe the benefits of RBAC, the role-based access control, is being removed. Again, that's a bit odd because it's fairly needed if you're going to be talking about roles. Well, what do roles do? They allow you access. How do access control works? It uses RBAC. So again, that's something else that I'm keeping in my course, the RBAC specific video. Going to the next section, the capabilities of Microsoft Security Solutions. Describe network segmentation with Azure Virtual Networks. That is going. And I think that's a good thing because it gets a bit bitty when you have to be talking about VNets and network segmentation. So you have to describe why the VNet segmentation are useful. What does /24/16 mean? I think it goes down to a bit more of a level than the fundamentals level. The old names for some of these applications in Microsoft 365 Defender coming back in. For example, Microsoft Defender for Office 365 and in brackets, formerly Office 365 ATP, or for endpoint and in brackets, formerly Microsoft Defender ATP. So it's nice to have some clarity, but not really necessary. This describe the Microsoft 365 Defender portal is being moved into its own section. The section's called Describe Security Management Capabilities of Microsoft 365, and a lot of old material that was in the exam before April 2022 is being reintroduced. So inside Microsoft 365 Defender, you've got the Microsoft Secure Score, you've got security reports and dashboards, and incidents and incident management capabilities. Those are being reintroduced in their own section. And an additional section that's being introduced is Describe Endpoint Security with Microsoft Intune. So describe what Intune is, describe endpoint security with Intune, and describe the endpoint security with the Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center. If we go down to the next section, which is all about Microsoft compliance, this first section is being renamed as Microsoft's Service Trust Portal and Privacy Principles, but there's no change to the actual topics. The next three sections, Microsoft 365 Compliance, has now been renamed as Microsoft Purview Compliance. So there are no actual changes to the bullet points, it's just a rebranding exercise. And then finally, the duplicate Azure blueprints are being removed. There's only going to be one question about, or one bullet point about Azure blueprints. So in summary, the new topics that will be tested once again from the 29th of July are Describe Common Threats, Describe Common Identity Attacks, Describe Windows Hello for Business, Describe Secure Score in Microsoft Defender for Cloud, Describe Cloud Adoption Framework, and the topics, 3 of each, in Describe Security Management Capabilities of Microsoft 365 and Describe Endpoint Security with Microsoft Intune. The topics that will no longer be tested as of the 29th of July are Describe Compliance Concepts, but that is really part of the overall bullet point, so I don't really see that as being an actual deletion, and Describe Network Segmentation with Azure Virtual Nets. So these are the changes that are happening as of the 29th of July. So you may be going, okay, does this reverse everything that happened as of the 25th of April? And the answer is no, there's still a lot which have been removed. These topics will no longer be asked. Describe Privileged Access Management, or PAM, describe the customer lockbox, and this topics describe the e-discovery capabilities of Microsoft Purview and the audit capabilities in Microsoft Purview. Again, those were in the SC-900 exam as of the 24th of April. They were removed on the 25th of April. They're not coming back in. So I hope this is useful so that you know what topics you now need to look at once more. And if that was helpful, hopefully I can help you further. In my course, the SC-900 Microsoft Security Compliance and Identity, it is updated as of these changes. So I take you through each of these topics one by one in these various sections. This includes the reintroduced topics, for instance, Describe Security Management Capabilities and Endpoint Security with Microsoft Intune. In around 6 hours, you'll be able to go through all of this, and with regular quizzes, you can be sure that you are learning. There's also practice test as well. A link to this course is available in the description to this video. Well, thank you very much for watching this. If you liked it, why not click on the like and then click on the subscribe and click that bell. That way you'll be notified of any new videos. Thank you very much for watching this and keep learning.